Back here for the second game, Yavapai College here in Prescott. Just such a beautiful day. I think the temperature has maybe hit the high 70s, maybe the low 80s. It's a scorcher, as they say up here in Prescott. Back here on Floodstream, Northern Arizona softball. Again, fast pitch like it should be. A lot of great games already played, as you've seen last night. Had some dingers, had some amazing catches today, some more home runs to start the day today. And now our second game that we have right now is he's not up here now because he is coaching right now, and that is the Hotshots Gold, Georgia's team taking on the Chestnut team. And well, the Chestnut team is in, that's a very good question. On the mound, we have number 11. Okay, so the Hotshots Gold Georgia's team is up to bat first. And that pitch, just a little inside, and is that number 22? Number 1's hitting. So that is Alana Rogers, who is hitting for the Gold team. And on the mound, it is Taylor Thompson, who's, Taylor Thompson's favorite athlete is pitching today. And it's Taylor Thompson, as we have one out there. Sorry, again, just with the moving rosters. It's my second day out of broadcasting school, so I thank Brian Georges for putting up with me. So, yeah, coach is back with me. And so you played, this is in high school, okay, it's normal, but you played softball and hoops in college.
I did. I wasn't going to go anywhere else that didn't let me do that. So I needed to go somewhere that let me play both. I love both. Couldn't say no to either one.
Well, that is very, very awesome. As Thompson, well, there's a ball right there. And that's Kaylin Cook. That is at bat. Oh, wow, going to Stanford. So, yeah, I see some of these commits. We have Stanford, UTEP, Dominican University. Oh, the Hilltoppers. I like that. Wow, so, yeah, there might be a few talented players on this team as that is fouled back.
Well, and it's just so great to see them excel at multiple things in the classroom and their different subjects, but then on the field as well. Very well-rounded athletes out here today. Did you see her intended major?
Sociology and marketing.
And then she put AK. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think you must sit in the look. All credit to sociology professors, but having to unfortunately take one of those classes and sit through it. I think when you sit through your first one, again, my professors were awesome. Could have no interest in majoring in that. No, I wouldn't have lasted 25 minutes in college. But you got to appreciate honesty.
She's very patient at the plate. Very, very okay with taking. I like that. Doesn't feel like she has to swing here.
I like that. I have no idea. I appreciate that. I hope when you go to Stanford, though, again, scholarship and all, she takes that pitch by Thompson high and inside for the walk. If I had a superpower flight, I'm down with her.
I love it.
Down with her. Snoozer, I wake up immediately and wish I hadn't. Oh. So with the walk now, as we see, look at the pitch. Ooh, yeah, Thompson's rise ball. That definitely drifted high and came way inside.
It's a tough pitch with 3 balls. You've got to be careful on that.
Thompson with the delivery.
So another lefty, you know, you'll see that a lot. You're seeing that more and more often, not only power hitters but slappers. But so far, the first two out of the Georgia's lineup is both from the left side.
Oh, as Leela Allen puts that into, well, left center field, but coming over to make the play in left field, no problem there.
Guess what? Another lefty, 3 for 3.
I used to have a coach that he said he would go with all lefties in the lineup except for his, for some reason, except for his 8-hitter, which he'd make a righty. I don't know why. We never asked, but all of us. I try to actually. We were talking about it last game. Convert. I actually did try to be a switch hitter and hit left-handed. Ooh, as the throw goes down to second and to the third base side, it's bobbled, and oh, she's going to get third. So being aggressive right away is Cook.
And now's the time to be aggressive. It's the first inning, 0-0 ball game. You've got nothing to lose. She put pressure on the defense, and honestly, she probably should have been out by a few feet if they fielded it cleanly on the one bobble, but they didn't. She put the pressure on them, and they couldn't handle it. And so, love that she pressed the envelope there.
Yeah, we'll see in the replay. She was definitely getting into second because the throw went to the third base side, and well,
right away.
It would have been close.
She left right away. Right there. She would have been out at third.
Oh, and that is deep, and that is gone. Oh, wow. What a shot there. That's Caitlin Laudick, who just crushed it. Well, I said home runs, Coach, and the first inning we get a 2-run jack, and Laudick is very happy. I got a smile on her face like, this is easy.
Yes.
They're not always that easy.
And it's
Caitlin.
nice at the leadoff, you know, Cook, she drew a walk, you know, gets around the bags.
You guys have another ball? Yeah.
She got her hands through that pitch and just drove it to center. Deepest part of the park here.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that was a jack. You see it, man. She just crushed it. Wow.
She really used everything she had, too. I mean, she's a strong kid for her size, but she's not the biggest kid out here. But her mechanics are solid. Her technique is there. She knew what pitch she wanted to drive. And again, our sport doesn't need you to be 6'3" to get a scholarship. You know, you can, as long as you use everything you've got, have great technique, we're gonna scholarship you.
Yeah, and just.
That's her 4th on the weekend in like, how many at bats we think? Maybe 12 at bats.
So Macy Hilt fouls that off, and Taylor Thompson, she's looking she looked pretty good yesterday in that pitch. Again, maybe it climbed, supposed to drop out a little bit more, climbed a teeny bit, but yeah, she got every ounce of that, and I'm guessing she knew it was gone when she made contact. As that pitch is inside and a little low.
It's good to see her patient at the plate. Sometimes when your teammate in front of you hits a home run, you just want to get your hacks in, and you just want to do the same thing. You want that, and so it's good to see her be picky.
Oh, and rips that into left field, and she'll have a base hit. That got to left field in a second. As Hilt just crushes it.
You could hear that crack from all the way up here. That was beautiful. She waited for her pitch, and she took advantage when the pitcher gave her her pitch. She crushed it to left field. That was a great at bat all the way around.
Thompson, who also said, again, has a confidence and knows he's probably got to settle down here, but when clubs started back up, she had no problem wearing her state championship ring so other teams, other players could see the bling. And hey, you earn it. I say flaunt it. You earned it. You would say, you know, and I love the people right away, of course, when you're not a fan of any team, and I'm not picking on these girls, when somebody else's favorite team wins and you say, okay, that was last year. It's like, that's what you're going with already. As A.J. Murphy steps to the plate now. Murphy, a 3.67, unweighted GPA of 4.10. Weighted, so.
It's impressive. Good time to go here. 2 outs, runner on first.
Oh, that ball out of the strike zone, and she fought that off, and it'll go foul down the right field line.
I'm wondering if I can give the steal sign from the press box. Is that allowed or is that frowned upon?
Well, you can't really give it, but Coach was talking yesterday about certain things, and then players would just suddenly do it. So he was helping both teams take a competitive advantage. I don't want to call it cheating. It's a competitive advantage, as we like to call it.
I like the throw down to first there, just keeping her honest, keeping her close, letting the runner know as a catcher, hey, I know you're there. I didn't forget. I've got you.
Absolutely. There's ball 4. Taking a free base. That was my first favorite thing to do, especially like I said, Coach, if I didn't have to get hit. But I am not exaggerating. I think it was my freshman year and 8th grade or freshman year. And I had taken my shirt off at home, and my mom freaked out because down my whole left side, I mean, it was like little bruise, and I couldn't feel them anymore. And she's like, what's wrong?
He'll beat you up.
I said, oh, no, it's just the game's, Mom. Stop getting hit. I want you to run out of the – I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Then I won't be playing anymore because I can't. I could hit, but I just, again, with the pitches at the eyes, I would just get way too – it's like – so whoever favorite movie was A League of Their Own when she's like, don't swing at the high ones. And Kit's like, I like the high ones. I loved the high ones. But it's bad because when kids first start pitching and you're 11 and 12, and yeah, you're being accurate, but the pitches are slower. It's a lot easier to drive something eye level. Something humming at you at like 85 to 90 miles an hour eye level is a whole different ballgame. Oh, I want to get some right-handed batters. Oh,
that's a
nice
good cut there.
pitch.
Lauren's had a great weekend. She's had 4 home runs on the weekend and 11 RBIs. I mean, if that's not offensive production for your team, I don't know what is. She's here now. I mean, I think she might want to try for number 5. She's trying.
Oh, that throw goes the second to pick the runner off. St. Edward's University. I knew it was St. Edward's. I just said Hilltoppers because, again, and I'm not picking on it, but one of the coolest mascots is she, pops that foul and very, very close. But, I mean, the Salukis, which I know you're familiar with, the territory, and the Hilltoppers, even though I'm a Sun Devil, and yes, I will say Sun Devil is great, but there are some very cool names out there.
There's some rail splitters out there in Tennessee. Really? Lincoln Memorial.
Oh, wow. Well, but it's Tennessee. We don't.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Tennessee. Anybody from Tennessee? I'm kidding. Do not send me your hate tweets. I love. Actually, Nashville is one of my most favorite cities to visit.
You know, Lauren's a tough strikeout. That's her second strikeout on the whole weekend. I mean, she's a power hitter. You're not going to see that very often. So tip your cap to the pitcher there. She's a tough kid to K.
Yes, she is. Yeah. Thompson again, and how do pitchers battle? Like you said, not everybody's going to be perfect, Coach, but how do pitchers battle back? And the fact that, you give up something like that, you give up a shot. The good news is, okay, it's early in the game. I know it's not all, everybody deserves a trophy, silver linings. The bad news is, yes, you gave it up. Are you going to put more pressure on yourself, see how it is? But she rebounded pretty well.
She did, and honestly, as coaches, we love to see people dominate, but sometimes what we need to see when we're watching a game is we need to see some failure. We need to see her get behind and then see what can happen. If we're recruiting and never see that, how will we know when we get them in our lineup how they respond to failure? So it's not the worst thing. We get to see her now kind of come back. She finished the inning well. See what her team does, get them back in this, and it's a game of momentum. So really like to see people bounce back and what they can do and how they persevere.
So Sabrina Gonzalez, well, we'll see how she perseveres on the mound as she heads out there with her team having a lead. As she gets on to the mound, but again, headed to Franklin Pierce University in the wonderful state of New Hampshire. Go Ravens, yes, anything, and of course, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe is, if anyone doesn't, some of the ones that have liked AC/DC and Ferris Bueller, and I got to tease Del Sante about Murray and Robin Williams because I go, coach is just happy you know who they are.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I was doing a clinic 2 days ago, and I had 2 teams in front. I had them close their eyes, and I said, raise your hand if you know who Ty Cobb is, and not one did. So, so when these kids do know some of our, like, youth, ooh.
Wow, leading off there, crushing it. That's Bella Williams, who we talked to yesterday. It's out in center field, but, well, she definitely, she must have heard Coach up in the broadcast booth, aggressive early and often.
She tagged that ball. And you know what? I love an orthodox leadoff. So many leadoffs still you have to take and take and take. And don't get me wrong, there's strategy in that as well. But she knew probably first pitch fastball's coming, and she smoked that ball to dead center.
Gonzalez delivers as Maddie Lung, yes, the heart and soul of the team. Very, she taught herself how to juggle and ride a bike with no hands. Not that you probably want one of your star players riding a bike with no hands in rocky areas, but she can juggle too. Maybe she can juggle.
Does she juggle while?
Yeah. I don't know. That's what I want to know. That's what I thought of too when I read this last night. I was like, well, why don't you show off as Lung grounds it? Oh, nice play by Short to field it, but Lung is going to beat that out. But, well, saved it. I'm guessing with Lung's speed, probably a double right there.
Yep. That was really impressive all the way around. Then you even had Lauren at first making a smart move by coming off the bag to catch the ball, not risking an overthrow, you know, with Lung being safe. Great softball.
Yeah, A.J. Murphy showing the range.
Yeah, she gave her team a chance. I mean, by stopping that ball, I mean, that was a close play still at first. As college coaches, we want to see those kids lay out.
Right.
You know, it's a hit. If you stay on your feet, it's a single. Leave your feet, and maybe you secure something. Maybe you stop a run. Get dirty. Be Pigpen in the infield.
Pigpen. Look at you. Nobody's had as Peanuts as their favorite yet. But see,
there we go.
Coach Walsh, I get that. And I love that.
Well, if your uniform is not dirty, did you play?
You know what? But I had a coach too, because again, when you're younger, it's always cool to dive. Yeah. You have no chance to get the ball, right? No. And he would always go nut. And I think I was probably like 9 or 10, and he would make us run as that is popped very highly in to right field, and it'll be caught as. Oh, as Kathleen Georges pops out there. That was a sky shot. I know if I was in right field, I would have given, if you were my coach, I would have been giving you fits because I would have been like, where's the ball?
You know, and you don't see that high of balls.
The best thing, yeah, but the best thing, and I always said, I'm like, you know, if they change the softball to white, there might be more drops in the outfield like baseball due to the fact that it blends in. But it, again, to me, with the way I think I always said they should change baseballs to the same color too, because I mean, in the sun, anybody that's ever played, yes, it's outdoor games, but you play in the, is a pass ball. And then the runner heads down to second. But yeah, playing in this, again, you get those high fly balls, and just to block out the sun and see it is awesome.
Yes.
But I know I would have made a lot of my coaches very, very nervous.
Sometimes it's tough for us coaches to simulate that in practice and get that ball up there. We try.
As that's ripped into center field, but that will be an out. And the final out. Number 10's not listening. All right, well, we will step aside. Again, a very interesting first inning, but no surprise, the wind picking up. Again, I love defense, ground balls, double plays, but with this wind like yesterday, and again, the pinpoint hitting so far, I think we might see a few more home runs, more action coming up. as we are back here in Prescott, along with Arizona Christian softball head coach Anna Welch and Michael Caratenuto, as the Hotshots Gold Georges team taking on the Chestnut team. As Taylor Thompson back on the mound, and leading off is Kathleen Georges.
Another 4.0 out there. I love that.
Yeah, I know. Oh, as that goes into shallow left, and, well, making the play, it'll be a single, as just find the empty spots of the field.
And she kept her hands inside that pitch really well. I mean, her goal was to go to the left side, and she did that. She did that well. It was a little bit inside. She kept her hands in. The thing that I really liked is she didn't just run it out like it was a single and she wasn't satisfied. She actually rounded it well, looking for any kind of bobble to take two. There was no bobble, so she stayed at one, but I love that she was looking for it.
Absolutely.
But see, like that, hands stayed inside. She knew if there's a bobble, she's got two.
Inside out.
Love it.
Yeah, yeah. As that pitch by Thompson, just outside. As batting now is Megan Headland. Runner on first. They're already leading 2-0 as Thompson gets her to foul that off. What have you seen from, I mean, Thompson, like you said, obviously trying to work the strike zone, but did she feel that maybe, I don't know, she's a little slow to maybe settle in, or a little uncomfortable that first inning?
Yeah, it hasn't really developed her kind of go-to to get the confidence on, this is what I'm doing, this is why. So still finding her own out there, figuring out umpire strikes a little bit. She missed 2 pitches ago that maybe would have been a strike on another umpire. So I think she's still just getting a feel for everything so far. You know, and one thing I've noticed is that there hasn't been one hit by pitch so far today. Now, not that there has to be a ton, but we're already talking about that a lot. You and I both were hit a lot as kids, but I do think pitchers don't go in as much. I think there is a fear of hitting. They don't want to hurt somebody, and that's fair, right? But they rely on the outside pitch quite a bit.
Right. I like her favorite quote, "No mistakes, just happy accidents," Bob Ross.
And she knows who Bob Ross is. I love this.
Well, no need to throw down to second because Headland drew the walk. And yeah, just Thompson just having, with this lineup, just having seemingly a little bit of an issue settling in, like you said, finding that one pitch. And one of our pitching coaches, it's funny, I remember, because he coached for different teams, he used to say, you realize you have a defense behind you? He goes, I know everybody wants all the strikeouts. I didn't get to pitch much, but my theory, the few times I did, I'm just like, I'll serve up ground balls all day long. If you don't field them, I'm not going to be mad, but I'm like, I'm usually use a defense. I'm not worried about striking out. I just want to throw strikes.
And that's what we saw last game, and it worked. And I think what's happening, too, you know, she gave up the 2 runs. She's feeling some pressure. You know, my assumption is she's just feeling like she's got to do it herself. And I think she's overthrowing because the balls she misses, she's missing a little bit too much for my liking. And so it tends to be when a pitcher's overthrowing because she does feel she has to do it. So if you want to go ahead and bark down to her to let her know that she's got a defense, I think that would be appropriate.
Oh, no. She knows more than I do. As that's Case at bat. Callie Case fouls it off. The runners on first and second for Gold as they already have a 2-0 lead here. And the top of the second, trying to add to it.
I do like how she's throwing Case, though. After coming off of a walk, she's not missing as much. She's attacking the zone. She's trying to get outs. I really like this at bat. She's kind of stepped up and throwing more her game. So I think we're going to start to see a little bit more of a battle here.
So Thompson, definitely trying to work Case inside. That's a little low. Count evened up at 2-2. As Case pops that in to center field, drifting towards right. Wind blowing out, but on the warning track. And both runners will tag and advance over. So now runners on second and third.
She hit that ball well. She just missed it. You can even see in the replay there, she just missed it, got under it just a hair. And that's the difference. I mean, we talk about a game of inches, but that's a game of centimeters right there. She gets that ball all the way, and it's a 5-0 ball game.
Oh, as that's popped into left center on the first pitch. And 1 run will score on the tag. Good job there by, well, didn't waste time. Like you said, attacking right away. And Molly Dickerson gets the sac fly, so that puts her team up 3-0. But with 2 outs now, as we'll see here. Yeah, that pitch was right there, and almost looked like she kind of stopped her fall through. I'm not saying it would have carried, but I think if she would have unloaded on that, she may, with the wind, she may have had a chance.
It's good to see her put a ball that deep in order to score a teammate there. Every run counts in this game.
Yes, it does.
Sometimes you see pitchers go away from what works, and when they get hit hard, they try something totally different. But sometimes you got to just tip your cap to the hitter.
Yep. Oh, pitch gets by, and well, now the other run comes in.
That's definitely not going to help Thompson's confidence. You know, you're doing everything you can, and to hand them a run on 1 pitch is tough.
Mayo Bada behind the plate and seen her catch quite a few games, and that's just a tough pitch there. That's, well, last one to handle, but comes right back with the strike right there on the outside corner as Sabrina Gonzalez batting. Wants to get into criminology. If she could live anywhere, she said she'd pick Greece. I'll carry her luggage there too. I'm down with that as that's popped up down the line, and well, first base, but second baseman comes over and makes the play.
I like that she took that away from the first baseman. If you could tell where the sun is, that was an easier ball for her. You know what? Take it away. Like, I love her confidence. She had sunglasses on. She called it. Yeah, she was right in the first baseman's area. She was not 6 feet apart. Right. but I love the confidence.
That was Maddie Long. Yes, she will make those plays. You're cheering over there, but the runs do come in for the goal team. Oh, well, and we definitely have quite a few more games coming up today, so don't just think it's 2 and done. It's early morning right now. Like you said, we have the Hotshots Gold. Hotshots Del Sante will take on the Hotshots Day team at 6 p.m. This Gold Georges team will be back out, and they will take on the Little Saints Gold team. Then wrapping it up at 8:15, the Chestnut team will take on the Hotshots Day team. So that is the action coming up here on Floodstream the rest of the day from Yavapai College as we get, again, second game, but a lot of action we saw in the first game. Again, quite a few dingers as that is again, you see the field and where the like I said, the wind blowing out again, it keeps switching from right to left field, and if you can drive the ball and get it up there, nothing like a little help from the wind to take a home run, which I would definitely take.
Yeah, I'm not going to turn that down.
No. Believe me, the few scarce home runs I got lucky enough to hit, I don't care if it bounced off the top and went over, it still counts as a home run. That's all I know. So as Gonzalez will deliver, and leading off it is number 9, Kylie Lemon, who had a very, very, say, effective day yesterday. Oh, that pitch, right on the outside corner. See, that was my problem, because I just figured pitchers, especially got over so good, I'm like, they're going to put it here. I just got to swing. Of course, when you swing, you know, right when they release, if they start throwing a curveball and you know, you swing and then, you know, 3 seconds later it crosses the plate, that always looks good. But when we're talking about Thompson, the other side, Gonzalez obviously has, again, been very powerful as that goes into right center. Oh! And that is a home run. It bounced.
Wow.
Wow. I mean,
It
I don't
broke
mean to
the
sound
fence.
shocked, but yeah, I mean, he got the yellow and it was her top and oh, I think it did go off her glove and went over the fence. So.
A little Jose Canseco, kind of, do you think?
Wow, off the glove. She
Let's
didn't.
see.
She looked a lot more.
Let's see. I think it
she
hit
was
the
right
yellow.
there.
I think it cracked the yellow.
Maybe it. Yeah, I'm
The
guessing.
fence cap.
Let's
Could have
see.
stayed in.
Let's see.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh,
That's, oh no.
Oh, when we have it on
That's
film.
a tough one.
Ouch.
Well,
she smoked that ball.
yeah, that was Kylie Lemon again. Hits it over. Caitlin Laudick was right there, but
Hey, 2 balls in, Taylor.
You know, Sabrina Gonzalez, she brought that pitch. She threw that pitch hard, but sometimes the harder it comes in, the harder it goes out.
right.
Hey, Blue.
Right.
Blue. If you need him, we got him.
I like the music selection that we
I
get to
know.
hear.
Some more 80s. Who's ever got the tracks
Yeah.
going is mixing it up quite well. Yeah. Well, we'll see now how. Again, that is just such a tough. And again, Laudick was in position. I mean, the ball was traveling, gets there, and. But even if she would have came back and caught it, if it hits the top of the yellow, isn't it a home run anyway?
No, if it comes back into play, it's a live ball.
Oh.
It's not a catch. It's just a live ball.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Now, a lot of players may have stopped action and stuff like that. So as a coach, I'd be screaming to get it in so we can at least maybe hold her to a long single. Yeah.
So. Oh, as that goes
Nice.
line to second base.
In the air, yeah. She wasn't sure.
Right. We'll see here on the replay, and yeah,
She got her mid
yeah.
up.
Oh,
But she knocked it down. Otherwise, that's a single up the middle and momentum.
right.
You know, momentum for the Hotshots, and now you knock it down and you give your team a chance, and second base happen to be right there. That works. The old line out, 1 to 4.
As that's Susie Kristich at bat. She fouls it off, but yeah, yeah. They say the tip drill in football. The tip drill usually doesn't turn out so smoothly in softball and/or baseball. As Gonzalez delivers, ooh, that pitch outside as Kristich, who's going to Bushnell University. That was Tatum Chestnut that had lined out last. Oh, and look at that. In between short and third, goes into left field. And we have a base runner. It's the goal team.
Sabrina Gonzalez, I mean, I still think she's throwing well. She's got some good velocity. I wouldn't mind seeing her mix up the speeds because I think they're timing her. They've all timed her. That's why they're putting the ball in play pretty hard. I mean, that was a grounder, but it was a hard grounder.
Oh, and that was a nice throw. On the first base side, a second, but getting in under the tag. And yes, the dirt from the infield gets kicked up, as we'll see how close this was on the replay. Oh, look at sliding away.
Ooh.
Oh, nice slide. I mean, a good throw, a beautifully executed play on all ends, but that
All
was just a
ends.
better slide going away from the sweep tag right there. And Jordan Ayala, well, looks like she didn't follow through, but guides that ball into left field. One run is in, and Ayala will have a double that'll cut the lead in half. to make it 4-2.
And she crushed that ball. She got all of it. I mean, that was a laser.
I wasn't trying to pick on her, but yeah.
Laser.
Well,
oh, check swing laser.
I told you, that's what I was saying. It didn't look like she followed through all the way, and it just, she muscled it to left field. That's why I was saying, I was like, man.
Oh, I've never seen a check swing hit that hard. So what does that tell me as a college coach? That tells me when that girl gets her full swing in, I'm yes, and yes, sign here, yes,
that ball,
scholarship.
That ball would have been literally over the wall, I think,
wow.
if she had thought it was too high. But, I mean, either way, if she pulled back, that would have been a strike because she crossed the zone anyway. Yeah. So the umpire – but she, hits the laser.
Think of the strength she's bringing to the
ridiculous.
ball.
That's why I said in real time, I'm proud of myself. I'm like, she didn't even fall all the way through, and then look where that landed in left field.
That was unbelievable.
Sorry for those listening and watching why I sounded shocked, but most people, again, check at any level. I'm talking professional. Like, you're not going to check like that and line it 3/4 of the way to the wall in left field.
Well, and I didn't see the check swing initially. I heard you say that, and on the replay, I'm still stunned to see the replay. If you would have told me that would happen on that swing, I would have lost money on that bet. And again, Sabrina Gonzalez, she's throwing hard, but okay, here's the check swing. Okay. Holy cow.
That's like me when I first started playing golf. Once I hit the ball, I just stopped the club. But I didn't hit it that good.
I mean, the exit velocity on that ball was a rocket shot. I'm impressed. But again, you guys, Sabrina Gonzalez, she's throwing hard, and I think she's supplying a lot of the power. I need her to mix up speeds in order to, to keep Chestnut's team off balance. But the timing is there, even on a check swing.
Well, it's Hannah Hoppy, who pretty good day yesterday in the plate. Yeah, Gonzalez again. I mean, she is coming. Pitch-wise, I mean, it is very powerful.
Yeah.
And she's coming at the hitter. So, like you said, I mean, the pitch is so powerful. Even if you don't get all of it, you get some momentum going. You're going to drive the ball out of the infield.
And Chestnut's team's done a great job of their timing. I mean, they've been in quarantine for 3 months, but their timing's back, and they're using it to their advantage. Did you see that?
Oh, wow.
Can we talk about that?
Wow.
That was beautiful.
Well, Hoppy was patient because now it evens up to count at 2-2.
There was a changeup I've been wanting. That was beautiful. And that right there is going to make this next pitch effective because of the speed change. Let's see what happens.
Yep, fastball on the outside corner, and it may have been close. I thought it still caught the outside corner. Would have been strike 3 anyway, but Hoppy swings through it. And now coming up to the plate, that'll be Taylor Thompson, the pitcher, trying to see here if she can actually, help her own cause as she gets back into, or she goes into the batter's box as Gonzalez delivers, trying to get Thompson to chase outside.
I'm really hoping that the battery learned from that and realized the importance of a change of speed. Would have loved to have seen that a few innings ago.
As there's a strike. Oh, trying to pick the runner off at second, but she dives back in.
I like keeping the base runner honest there. That's not a bad idea. Sometimes you got to be careful if the girl's going to delay, but she was clearly going back into second. So that's a good aggressive defensive play there to keep the runners honest. There's the changeup. That makes me very happy. We got a foul ball there, off balance. You can see her timing's off. So now Chestnut's team finally has to learn to hit 2 different speeds versus 1. And I think we're going to see a different ball game here now that the changeup's in play. Here.
Right.
Watch this changeup. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at how off balance she is.
Yeah. Well, at least she was able to still make contact and foul it off, but she committed to swing. At that point, you need to defend.
And as a hitter, she was confused because she hadn't seen her teammates get that pitch.
Yeah, Gonzalez again. Just with the power. Oh, and that was rising, and and her teammates trying to tell her it went back, but as a catcher, you look up, she thought it went into the field of play, and yet it came back.
And we've seen that play now 4 times, and the other catchers, they have made it look easy. That's a tough play. She didn't know the ball was straight up. Definitely harder than it looks. So everybody watching at home might have thought that was obvious, but it's not that easy, especially with gear on in the squat position.
Yeah, Macy Hilt, the catcher,
Change up.
Thompson. Well, fouls.
Thank you.
Oh, man, she is Gonzalez is like, I've delivered these. She should be
Yeah.
out. That's got to frustrate a pitcher too, because I know, even though they don't show up, but when you put a pitch and you're like, oh, this should be strike three, and you keep fouling it off. At some point, maybe you go back to the power pitch and they're like, thank you.
I agree. You know what? I think if she goes with a power pitch here, she's going to get the out because of the changeups.
And, well, she did, and Thompson located it, dropped down, and Thompson knows. Maybe try to hold back on that swing a little bit. And was able to get it, but, well, we're going to come back with more action. But, man, that was the dinger that was hit. Man, that was just a shot. And her teammate had to jog the bases, had to pay homage to that home run. And we got more great action coming up between the Hotshots Gold team and the Chestnut team. And Elena Rogers will lead off for the Gold team as she'll face Taylor Thompson, top of the lineup. As Rogers, well, goes the opposite way, right to short, sliding over to her right, beautifully firing across the diamond and making the play. What a solid job there.
That's well executed all the way around. Elena did a great job. She put a slow roller to short to her backhand in the 5-6 hole. You can't ask for much more than that. And then the backhand play it short. I mean, I love that play all the way around.
Yeah, Susie Kristich again. I mean, had a, again, slide to her right, made it look like nothing, and then planted right away. And that's, again, with the in-between. If it's a normal hop, at least it comes into the glove cleanly, and they're able to grip it and fire it across the infield, and Kristich did that.
And her overhand velocity was good too. If she throws just a regular throw to first, you know, she's safe, lead off safe, and it's just like the first inning. But man, she made a strong throw. First base had a great stretch.
As Kaylin Koch now in the batter's box, the Stanford-bound, recently graduated senior. As Thompson delivers, and that'll be a strike on the outside corner.
She had a great at-bat, her last at-bat, really patient, knows what she wants and why.
Thompson, a little bit off there, but again, I will say the batters maybe a little more disciplined and wanting something more so. Yes, obviously everybody wants the perfect pitch in their wheelhouse, but something to hit, and Thompson has mixed it up, trying to see if they'll chase, and they really haven't, as Koch lines that into center field. That ball has a chance, and it will be a solo shot. And just like that, straight to center field. And I don't even know. Wow. Wow. Well, the Pac-12, weird. The Pac-12 getting another phenomenal softball player because, yeah, that conference in softball isn't better than any other. Sorry for people going anywhere else.
Look at this pitch location. That's a ball.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. That is a perfect strike. Thank you very much. That was like almost shoulder level, and she's like, I'll show you what I can do.
And you know what's so nice about her is, again, she's not a 6'2", lift, benching 300 pounds. I mean, she's just a kid who knows how to use her technique and use the power she does have.
Well, and we get right back to it right away as that goes to left center.
These hitters are seeing the ball well.
Yeah. Leela Allen headed to New Jersey, going to Seton Hall, baby. Gotta love that, the great state of New Jersey. And again, they are talented players, but I have a little bit of Pac-12 bias, having obviously been a Sun Devil. But when you look, is that pitch by Thompson outside for a ball? But it's funny because I've always had friends that were, whether they knew people played in the Big 10, Big 12, SEC. If you look at the first 25 years of the Women's College World Series championships, I'm just going to say it goes Pac-12, 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 maybe Big 12, Pac-12, Pac-12. So, yeah, again, and if you think I'm exaggerating today, you don't even have to, go to the library and find a encyclopedia. Go to Google and look up Women's College World Series champions, and it's ridiculous.
It's west of the Mississippi,
but it's crazy because the talent. I mean, how the talent has grown and everything, and evolution of the game, players' athleticism in general. But it's just, and I'm not saying it's not close, but there's only one champion, as all you coaches say. There's one champion.
You're right. Yeah, no, it was west of the Mississippi for a long, long time. I want to say Michigan was the first team to win a national championship. It was
either Michigan or Oklahoma. You're onto something. You would know better. It was Michigan or, I said Big 12, but it was Michigan or Oklahoma that was in there too. That was the first to break it up. There's also one that technically UCLA won. Well, not technically, they won it, but they had to forfeit it because of one of the issues. But that was back then. But I don't care. The game was still played, and UCLA won. I do care because again, it was an eligibility thing, and something got missed in paperwork. And of course, I think somebody was just going after UCLA or the Pac-12, the Pac-10 at the time. But whatever. I'm not going to be bitter about it, Coach.
Doesn't sound like it at all.
No. Now we got runners on first and second. Hey. I'm not bitter, and I've matured when I can give credit to that school down south here for winning multiple championships and being dominant when they did it. But,
True.
The school in Tempe,
yes,
they dished out a few too.
The school you don't speak of. Don't speak to me.
Yeah, I'm surprised no Harry Potter fans in here. That kind of breaks my heart in a way. I love Harry Potter. Everything we've read about people. I mean, look, Ferris Bueller, I'll take it. We have Hairspray as a favorite movie. We have Grease. I mean,
True.
Bill Murray, Robin Williams. I'm just saying, where's the Harry Potter fans?
We should have asked their favorite book.
Ooh, yeah.
Next time.
As that is driven into right field.
She caught it. Wow.
By Hilt.
Wow.
And how did she catch? Yeah.
And her shoulder is not injured, so that's a plus.
Yeah. And that was Hannah Hoppe, who went from left to right, and she had a little bit of struggles in right field, but look at this.
Would love to see her run with her glove tucked. She'd get there quicker, see how her glove's out. But then again, she caught the ball, so I'm not mad.
Yeah, she came in, she read it right. And that's the difference, and I'm not saying, obvious, but, I mean, like you said, you had, 6 brothers?
I do have 6 older brothers.
So you probably had to throw a pigskin around a little bit when you were a kid.
Everything, any ball.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But the one thing you learn, how other sports can help, especially how football helps baseball.
Yes.
If you're a receiver, the one thing you learn, somebody throwing a deep pass, as you're running, you can't put your arms up the second you locate the ball, because what did you just do to your momentum?
Exactly.
You killed it.
Exactly.
Now, again, same concept in the way, a little bit different, obviously diving for a baseball or softball, but once you start to put that arm out too early, you're going to make the play. Yep. She just wanted to make the play look good, tougher than it had to be.
She did. She's got a highlight there, which is great. And you know what? One phrase we use in our program is be a great competitor. I love that Hannah was a great competitor. She, technique may not have been perfect, but she was going to secure that ball, get the out for her team and her pitcher. She was a great competitor, and that's what we look for more than anything. So I love that.
A.J. Murphy now. Oh, and lines that right back into center field and went right by Thompson. And one run is going to come in as, the ball gets thrown up to the third base line as Murphy will have a double, so a run scores, making it 6-2 now in favor of the Hotshots Gold Georgia's team. And look at that, right above the knees.
She crushed it.
Again, just stepped right into it, drove it back into center field.
See,
I could coach as long as I have a monitor in front of me every 5 seconds. I'd be great at it.
She's an uncommitted player, you know, looking to get picked up. I mean, she just roped that ball. The other thing that I love is that she took second on the throw. The center fielder chose to throw home. You know, the runner from second scored easily, so I'd like to see a ball not go for there because you kind of allow the batter runner to kind of go into second. But what I love is that she took it. They gave her second, and she took it. I mean, she crushed the ball. She wasn't happy with the single. She saw I can take 2 and help my team out, and she was able to advance.
And the new pitcher in the game, that is number 7. That's Maisie Monsibáez, who just graduated as well. She'll be headed to, well, staying here in Prescott, Embry-Riddle, so she's very happy. Maybe, well, I know, obviously, with everything going on with COVID, couldn't move her stuff in, but it would have been nice if she could have brought some stuff up this weekend and moved it in, but, man. No, and again, like I said, I love watching, we're talking about, like, the Pac-12, but I love watching the College World Series, the Women's College World Series. I mean, even like baseball, again, like I love how pitchers have definitely picked up the pace and made it more of now a chess match for the batters.
Yes.
So I was a batter. It's like I wanted the pitcher to work fast. If he was working fast, he was doing me a big favor.
Sure, sure.
I mean, working fast. I mean, seriously, I could have had a great baseball career if they just listened to me. Work fast, pitch it shoulder to eye level, at maybe a changeup that just flies up to my eyes or whatever that's slow. And, I mean, I could have had a great baseball career.
I think you still have eligibility. I mean, you're uncommitted,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see Lauren bat here. She struck out last inning, or the last at-bat, which is not like her. She had a good at-bat. She's got a lot of pop. She's got a runner on second and third with 2 outs. So I think she's ready to kind of come back from that strikeout.
And then Monsibáez with the ball on the outside.
They're not giving her anything to hit, and I don't think I would either. First base is open. You got a power hitter up that's already hit 4 home runs this weekend. You might want to just put her on and be okay. I think they might be doing that. Okay.
Right.
So there she goes.
Well, with the lead there, Warning takes a walk. So the first batter that Monsibáez faces again.
Yeah, I think with first base open, I think that's a good move.
Right.
You want to get Georges up, who's kind of more of a lefty slapper, not a ton of power, bases loaded. You got 2 outs. It puts the force anywhere. So that was a really smart move by Chestnut. Put her on, get Georges up, who's still a good hitter, but not as much pop.
Right.
Now it puts more pressure on the defense because bases are loaded. But it does put a force out anywhere. In some situations, you might pinch hit here for Georges, but with 2 outs, a slapper, she can put it in play. She put it in play the last at bat and got on. She put it down left field.
As well, that's popped third baseline. Wow, taken by the catcher, and that was tough.
Glad she caught it, but would love to see third base take that away, take charge. It's an easier angle for you. But love that the catcher got them out of the inning, got them out of that jam. So that intentional walk paid off. Smart move.
I mean, I guess you technically never want to load the bases, but if a base is open and a power hitter is up, yeah, see, that's why I'd get fired as a coach. I'd be like, nope.
You got it. I mean, honestly, and it's hindsight now too, but you got to make Georges hurt you for that.
Right.
Unfortunately, she didn't. It worked. Kudos.
It did work, and again, just a lot of. And I know they're just getting back into it, and yes, I'm sure from a coaching standpoint, coaching these players, there's some things probably more cobwebs need to come off. But yeah, to me, I'm just like, cool, roll the ball, roll the ball out and play. You guys look good. You know what to do. That would be my my coaching / managerial peps talk. You guys are awesome. Hey. You're not on the bench because you're awesome, Uncle Dean. We need to get Uncle Dean here.
I love it. Well, and the talent that I've seen just in the game and a half that I've been up here and what I've seen from the live stream, you're right. These kids are talented. They know what to do with the ball. They know how to play this game. They've been playing for long enough. They've been well coached. So as coaches, we get to kind of just sit back and we kind of get to let them do their thing. But what was nice to see a little coaching strategy there, you know, because we've got to shake the cobwebs off as well. But there's so much trust in these players. They are strong athletes who are not robots, and they're proving that. They're playing well. They've been well coached, and the rust is off. I think softball's back.
It is nice to see, again, like I said, as long as things can be safely, obviously reintroduced, and they're, again, doing everything right, then yes, I mean, people want to get back to a sense of normalcy. And again, a pandemic, it is a pandemic, and nobody in their lifetimes, and I was teasing some of the players yesterday, say, I know you call your parents old as dirt, but even they haven't seen anything like this in their lifetimes, where literally it's like stay home and be alone together. I mean, it's a great phrase, but it's like just stay away. And it's been tough, and I mean, well, saying this a lot, but obviously the medical field workers, as that pitch is fouled out of play. But I mean, the doctors, yeah, it's at the truck. Well, I mean, Dave, why don't you get a glove and catch him? I mean, come on, show us your athletic ability, buddy. Oh, I'm going to get beat up for that later. But anyway, it's fouled. But it also, what these doctors and nurses have done, and again, just, I know there's a zillion numbers and you see it, but they were, I know there was one study saying by doing very minimal, as people had to do, like going to stores, stuff like that, not having to go to work. But yes, there are a lot of cases, but there's over 60 million if they multiplied it out. If people would have kept traveling, there were 60 million cases that have been prevented. They were saying, obviously it's an average, but on the low end, about 60 million people worldwide. So again, doctors and everybody working around the clock so we can have, oh, what a almost diving catch right there.
You got to love it. You got a lefty second baseman out there, which is a little unorthodox, but that's what's cool about this game too. You never know if in that exact play, if that glove's on her other hand, let's see on the replay, I wonder if she would have outstretched. Not her fault that she's left-handed. We love lefties, but
Bella Williams gets the
tough
infield hit there.
Yeah, and Bella crushed that.
Yeah, and that's what Coach was talking about yesterday, like a left-handed catcher as well. I mean, oh.
Redemption.
Oh, look at that. Goes to second, makes up for that, gets the force out. Won't get the double play, but that was a nice play there. See, you're picking on her. She heard you, Coach.
But here's what's awesome. You want to know the one play that is great for lefty second basemen?
The ones to their right.
Getting the force out at second. Look at this. She gets a force at second. It's a routine ball. A right-handed second baseman doesn't turn that easily and may not even go to two. She goes to two because she's left-handed. So I love that.
So yeah, for her to actually, because I mean, she may have, not that she doesn't have a strong arm, but wouldn't have got much on the throw because she would have had to throw it just by planning. Couldn't take a step. In stride, just fires it to her shortstop at second base. So she knows her strengths. She knew her strengths and she played to it, and that tells me a lot about her softball IQ, and that kind of makes me put that star by her name defensively for sure. As that is popped into left field. So now,
it's a nice pitch by Sabrina too. She's throwing well, getting some ground balls.
As Lauren Loddick will now step up to the plate. Oh, she popped out. Mayo Bottas at the plate.
3.97 GPA. I'm loving these GPAs as a college coach. It's just phenomenal. And just shout out to the parents for keeping their kids' heads on straight and pushing them as well. I know parents are part of the academic success as well. The players have to do it themselves.
Yes.
But parents do their job.
Hey, I just remember my parents saying, you don't have to worry about coaches telling you can't play. You don't do your homework, get it done. Guess what? You're not playing. So yeah, I sat at the kitchen table with my wonderful snacks, busted out my homework. Sometimes a little too fast because I just wanted to get it done. But yeah, Obata playing at again, graduating from Horizon this year. And Coach and I were talking about that. Oh, look at that. She goes the opposite way into right field. That'll be a base hit. And so runners on first and second with Chestnut trailing by 4.
Now, that is the 3rd hard hit in a row. Some have been outs, but they've been right to people. But
Right.
again, I just want to see Gonzalez mix up speeds way more. She's going to be such a...
Yeah, she just took that. The pitch was going away from her, and she just said,
Yep.
okay. That's the only thing, again, we were talking about like being a switch hitter. But, see, I would try and trick pitchers because the first pitch I would swing as hard as I can, like I was trying to pull it. And then, but the only thing I could do left-handed was literally go the opposite way into left field. I would just step towards and guide the ball to left field.
Little punch and Judy?
Pretty much. I whatever. Didn't matter to me. But yeah, I tried. But it would just felt so. I went through 3 whole practices just batting left-handed, and it never, even at home, it just felt weird. The little weird thing is I can drive a golf ball almost better left-handed than I can right-handed.
Impressive.
I'm not good at golf, but that's kind of annoying.
I think that last pitch was a changeup. She forced it a little bit, came a little high.
Ooh.
But then that's why the hitter right there fouled it off, because it's a change of speed. So I'm just hoping that they're realizing it. You know, they haven't been hurt this inning by runs, and let's see if they can get out of this.
And Kylie Lemon hit a home runner last time up. So.
It's a good hitter.
Well, as you said, Gonzalez. Oh, and well, yep, just reached out to try and guide that to the outfield, but it's popped up, taken by second baseman, and that will end the threat. So still a 4-run lead, but seeing a little bit of everything. It is a showcase, pitching, some hitting. Yep. It's working out quite well. But yeah, I wonder if I just wonder if Gonzalez will come back for the next inning.
Yeah, I'm wondering that as well.
In and out to have.
I do like her adjustments. As a college coach, I'm liking her adjustments. What I'm hoping is we want to see adjustments a little bit sooner. So the good news is she's able to make the adjustment. That is something we can work with. And we can always go out to the mound. We can call pitches differently. So what I love that she's showing she has the ability to adjust and get the job done. Again, like I said, the only negative would be to see the adjustment sooner, but we can work with that.
Well, we would definitely like to thank our sponsors, Mac Media, for helping us obviously be here for such, again, a great showcase. I keep calling it a tournament because I want a champion, but like I was saying, Coach, and obviously brought to you by Mac Media and Floodstream, and it is a showcase, and so happy we could bring it to you here on Floodstream. But like I said to the players that, and everybody's been watching, showcase or not, whoever won the most games, and especially for Ariana Tamro, who remembers every score to every game, if her team wins the most, whoever is a champion will definitely let other teams know that, well, yeah, showcase, but we still won.
And honestly, as a college coach, I like that. We college coaches don't always love showcases. Sometimes it's nice when we can say, hey, coach, I want to see this girl pitch. I want to see her run. Yes, that's the advantage. But like we saw in the last game, we ended in a 5-5 tie with a runner on first and no outs.
I know.
I'm still, I'm not over it.
You can't see her. She's about to go out in the field and hurt an umpire.
I need those two teams to come back and finish. I need it. I just can't. So showcases can be tough. But at least these games are good, and it looks like the girls are putting their best foot forward and still competing well.
Yes, they are. So is Monsi Baez, who's still on the mound as, well, the first batter up, swings at the first pitch. That's Headland, and she will pop out in shallow right field, taken by second base. So I know as a defense, when you're coaching and your team's out in the field, you love one pitch, one out.
Oh, yes. That was a great pitch by Macy. Actually, she threw a curveball that hit the outside corner, and it got the hitter to chase, and it got an easy out. I would love to have seen the hitter take that. It was a lot of a reach. So there she goes back with it. She missed a little bit, but she's trying to pitch to contact and get an easy out. We love strikeouts, but one pitch, one out, pop-up grounders all day. Yes, please.
That pitch out there.
Let's see what Lauren does with 2-0. I'm interested to see how she becomes a leadoff here with one out. She's a competitor.
Ooh. Well, see, looking right there, she had the patience to lay off that ball. May have been a pop out for me because I would have been swinging for the fences on that one. That looked like it was in a very nice area.
She's a smart hitter. You know, she was 2-0, and she wasn't going to swing at anything that Macy threw. She was going to swing at her pitch. I mean, she's a 3.89 GPA, and I think you just saw that. She's a 3.89 in the classroom and a 4.0 on the field. She's a smart hitter. So she's 3-1, so she's still looking for her pitch.
Popped up into the circle, so. What do you? Okay, I hear coaches do that. You're not the only one, and you know the game so more. You forgot more of the game than I will ever know. If it's in the circle, I'm not running away from the ball as a pitcher. I'm just telling you.
Catch the ball. Listen to me.
She did catch the ball.
Yes, and I want you to. So too many coaches, they have their pitchers like get out of there. Listen, you're an athlete. Catch the ball. I just would have like.
Say,
oh, the hit 3-0.
Oh, 3-0 count. Right. Yes. 3-1.
You're a 3-1 hitter.
Right.
You are ripping. You're looking for your pitch. You better smoke a ball or take. So on 3-1, if I'm a pitcher and I got you to pop up to me, holy cow.
Wait, what does take mean? I don't know what take means. That's weird. Take's weird. I've never.
Yeah, so I was grimacing about the 3-1 at bat.
Reaches down for that.
There she goes. Gets on base.
Yeah. Callie Case with a base hit. Reaches down, and now that will bring up Molly Dickerson. Again, headed to Harvard. Going to Boston.
Impressive. They're up 4 here with 2 outs and a runner on first. I don't think you need to steal every single time, but there might be a count here, deeper in the count, that'd be a good time to try it and get her in scoring position to try to squeak one more run across.
I'm with you on that.
Macy's doing
whatever
a good
you say,
job.
I'd agree with. I'd be like, yep.
Macy's doing a good job of her curveball, keeping it on the outside. You know, some hitters have done a great job staying disciplined and just taking it for a ball, but she'll get hitters to swing and miss or swing and pop out. So she is loving that curveball, as are we. It's working. And then she wasn't afraid to go in. So she went away there and then went right back in. I like that sequence.
As Dickerson popped it. I just love the setup of this with the backstop right here, and I don't have to try and show off for you and catch a ball. I said to Brian last night, if anything somehow defies physics and lands in here, you better be catching it.
I gotcha. It'll be my one time I get to play.
Snap throw down to first and back in.
That was a good snap throw too. You know, on a curveball that misses that much, the catcher's led to first. Might as well snap throw down. And again, let the runner on first know, hey, you might be stealing here, but I didn't forget about you. I'm ready.
You know what drives coaches crazy, but baits catchers, is when a pitch comes across the plate and they're just so conditioned, especially younger, to throw it back to the pitcher. When you just, gently walk back to first base. Coaches love it. But hey, then you bait a catcher to throw down and throw it into right field.
Or maybe do a delay on the next pitch. I love that.
It didn't always work. Hence, like I said to Brian last night, this is why I'm sitting here talking about it. Oh, wow, that was she got around.
You're right. There's so much power and extension. Even though we saw a check swing, that was a laser. That's an anomaly. So you gotta drive through a ball, just like a punching bag. You gotta push through, and you're gonna get more power through the extension. That's why you can see kids that aren't huge still drive with power.
Oh, and Dickerson, look at that. Monsi Baez, yeah. That was like a fast curve. My goodness.
Well, and you know the thing is, so in softball, curveballs are fast. They're not like in baseball where we take speed off of it. So more of a cutter, if you want to say.
Okay.
So basically, what she did there, Macy, she went out, she went in, she went out, she went in. So she set up the batter well, and she got that out. The pitcher did that herself. Now, what I'd like to still see a little bit change of speeds will only help her in the future.
Or facing a batter like me, I wouldn't make the team. I'd be the team water boy, hydrating everybody. Like, no, swing at that. Come on, coach says don't swing. Swing.
Well, we learned from your scouting report because you told us your scouting report. We're basically going to stay low and away on you.
Hey, like I think of best trash talkers of all time, and in lieu of The Last Dance, I mean, Reggie Miller saying Michael Jordan talked trash, but Larry Bird. Larry Bird has a favorite trash talking story of mine ever, and like I said, like these players, and it'll tie into like where they're going to school. In softball, okay, you're a little more obviously spread out on the field, but a catcher could definitely yap at a batter.
Sure.
But Larry Bird was, anybody tell stories about Larry Bird. My favorite is they were playing a game, I'll say against Seattle, and they draw up a play. It's the last shot. Everybody knows Larry Bird's getting the ball. He walks on the court, looks at Xavier McDaniel, and my terrible Larry Bird. He goes, X-Man, I'm going to get the ball right here. I'm going to dribble, I'm going to shoot it, win the game. And he's looking at him, and he goes, there's no way he just told me to play. Larry Bird got the ball, took a dribble, shot the ball right in front of his face, buried it, and they won the game.
I love that.
He goes, I told you so. I mean, it's like when he walked into the three-point contest and said to the guys, hey, who's finishing second? When he won it. Oh, Larry Bird is a great.
I love that.
Larry Bird's a great trash talker. But no, and I said, but it's in a fun way. But with softball, but that's my point. Like with the cat, like I said, I always would tease because I had friends that have actually went to Princeton, Harvard. My cousin went to Columbia. I mean, Ivy League schools. And I said, man, when you're playing a sport, especially like if I'm a catcher to a batter, I mean, I don't know if you're taking it, but just start talking about like biophysics. Start talking about calculus. Start talking about calculus and be like, man, I can't believe this calculus. And like, just start saying, even on a football field, I'm like, Harvard and Princeton should be undefeated ever, because you start talking to people, getting in their head about organic chemistry, nuclear physics, anything. I mean, you're going to these schools, and I'm not saying other kids at other schools aren't smart. I'm just saying use the trash talking to your advantage.
There you go, folks. An interesting take on trash talking.
Not saying that I could do it, but I'm just saying it would work out well. As Tatum Chestnut, her and Monsi Baez will be headed to Embry-Riddle. God, it's such a beautiful, like, between Yavapai and Embry-Riddle, like, yeah, it's for the weather alone. Then you can go, again, and if you don't go up to NAU or Flag, and not that they should be on the slopes, but you can go snowboarding and skiing. But a lot of them like fishing. There's great fishing water around here. We talked about that in the last game. So,
well, and the education at Embry-Riddle is just phenomenal. Such a solid degree. As
Alana Rogers now in the game pitching. So, yes, I failed to. I saw her come in and warm up, forgetting to mention that obviously we do have a pitching change. But Rogers, serves up the walk to Chestnut.
So this could be a good inning here. We're down 4, bottom of 4.
Right. As Susie Kristich Coach is batting, but I mean, they've gotten runners on. But the goal team's just been able to get out of the little jams, pressure, whatever you want to say. They've been able to get out of situations.
Yeah, they really haven't. Chestnut hasn't been able to string it together, and our sport is such a sport of momentum, and everything's contagious, And so when you can't get it put together, hard to score a run. So we'll see what they can do with this inning here.
And Kristich has a 4.1 GPA. She only scored 1,200 on the SATs, even though she unfortunately pops that up there.
And you know what pitch that was?
Wow. Change up.
I
know. See, I'm able to tell. I know if I was with you, I could take batting practice, and I would drive change-ups thousands of feet from your coaching. I will say real fast, Kristich's favorite memory was hitting the scoreboard in Payson, so not too far from here. So she would like to, if she could drive it to right field, she could crush another scoreboard.
Yes.
Go all natural style. As now Jordan Ayala, Clintock High School, a 4.0 GPA.
Wow.
Oh, what a pitch there for a strike.
It's just so great to see these GPAs because, as a college coach, there's a lot of times we need them to be able to stack softball and academic money. And we're going to go after that kid with the higher GPA than the kid with the same talent, lower GPA.
Ooh.
Hey, our first HBP.
Yesterday we had.
You did?
Brian and I, Zoe Jackson got drilled, and then you could put a courtesy runner out, and then she got the showcase style. She got to bat again, and then almost got dinged the second at bat. But on the first pitch, she was swinging for the moon. She wanted to get back, and she didn't hit the ball. If she did, it would have probably landed on the tennis courts. I'm not kidding you. But she got dinged.
I love it. She's okay. She's on first. Treat it like a single, and we're in a situation where this inning could be huge for them.
So we'll see what Rogers does. It's Hannah Hoppy now, steps into the batter's box.
Change
And,
up.
well, to Hopper to third, over to first base for the out, but runners now on second and third. So well, a single into a gap. Coach, you're right, could score 2 runs and then just make this a 2-run game.
That at-bat was very productive. You know, sometimes a parent in the stands thinks, oh, my daughter just grounded out. But you know what? She moved 2 runners, and that could be the difference of this inning. So that's a productive at-bat. So we'll take that. We'll see what happens here.
As that pitch is outside to Taylor Thompson.
I love that Rogers isn't afraid to throw that changeup. Sometimes people get scared with runners on or runners on third, but she knows the advantage of changing speeds. It's going to be to her advantage here.
As that's fouled to the third base coach.
Who made a nice play, who is...
Yes, Taylor Jean Thompson with a smiley face is her favorite athlete.
Her parents are proud.
Love it.
Oh, there's 2 outs.
2 outs over
There's
that.
the changeup again.
Yeah, and Thompson was laying off that, not in the strike zone. Ooh, got one here. Her favorite movie, Shrek 2.
Hey,
Everybody loves the ogre and the donkey. I mean, come on.
bet she watched that over quarantine.
I watched probably too much. I read a lot too. It just seems like I didn't feel like I read as much, but I really actually did. But there was a lot to watch.
And we spoke of The Last Dance. So for you listening, if you guys did not watch it,
Oh my goodness gracious.
you need to watch it. Even if you're not an MJ fan or a basketball fan, there's just so much about competition and passion and work ethic. The work ethic displayed in 10 hours is mind-blowing.
Yeah. I just wish, and again, I get everything's different. I know because the last 2 episodes had a little bit, but especially the episode 10, but I wish there would have been more of his kids talking about it. Because, I mean, growing up and, oh, wow, ripped down to third, tough to field, and a run will come in as Chestnut crosses the plate, safe at third. Wow, that was a laser down to third, and the fact that, again, I know as a coach, yes, you need to make a play, but to slow that ball down, that would have been a triple
tough.
Curling into the corner in left field.
That was a shot, and that's why they call it the hot corner. It's a very scary corner. I mean, that was a laser.
She was down on it, too. It just,
Just came up only a hair. She just, and that was it. That was the difference. That was
like I said, if
scorched.
she doesn't stop that, I think that curves around into the corner, and that's a triple.
You're right.
And Chestnut scores, and now runners on first and third, so that makes it 6-3.
Well, and with the first and third situation here, you want to be careful because a run could easily score if you spend too much time on the runner at first. So we'll see what Georgia's team does. I'm interested to see here what happens. I mean, up by 3, do you go for the out?
Well, it's Bella Williams in the box now, and for something to stop play for some reason. Looks like, a ball came on the field from the other field.
Oh, and she went to throw it back over, and she missed. Poor girl. We did not get that on
I would have put
film.
it in my back pocket. It looked like I maybe caught a ball and throw it right now. I'm just kidding.
Trick play.
Yeah, I'd probably get caught on that one.
So if I'm Chestnut here, I definitely want to get my runner from first to second because a single then scores 2. So you really do want to steal here, whether you delay or straight. Oh.
So Williams fouls that off.
So the runner was going on the pitch, which was great, but I think I give my hitter the take sign there. They didn't, and that's fine, but it's a foul ball. Runner has to go back. I don't know. We got to get this girl to 2. And with Rogers throwing so many changeups, it's going to be an easy bag to steal.
Well, that was a little high, and that's a foul ball as it spins off of home plate. Ends up fair, but was foul.
Runner was not stealing on that pitch, but still a foul ball, so she has to return. 2 strikes.
Williams is protecting the plate, but
She is.
and that is laced into center field, and coming up on it, making the final out. So they strand 2, but they do get 1. They cut into the lead, so 6-3. So 6-3 the score. And, well, it's been a few days of, I think we have 9,000 home runs in 2 days, and there was the 9,000th right there. And, again, people could say, oh, the pitching. It's not even about the pitching. As we are back here at Yavapai College, 81 degrees in Prescott, some Northern Arizona fast-pitch softball, getting back into summer travel teams, as of course all these players only played about 4 or 5 games in high school and had their season come to a haltering screech, as Sabrina Gonzalez will be leading off for gold, and swings through that.
Yeah, I think the girls are definitely happy to be back on the diamond and getting the rust off and just playing the game that they love, and they work so hard to do. So I know they're very, very happy. You can see it in their body language.
As Macy Monsibaez delivers the pitch, and that ball tails outside. Yeah, see, to me, Brian and I were talking yesterday, there's really, like Greg Maddox saying, what's a waste pitch? But to me, if you pitched me below the knees, you were wasting a pitch, because there's no way on God's green earth the bat was leaving the shoulder. Or if you pitched me inside, because I was just turning to get a first base anyway.
Yep. That was a nice pitch by Macy. She's been going out, 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 and then she comes in, and you could tell that Gonzalez even struggled with that. She even kind of buckled a little bit. So Macy's doing a good job using both sides of the plate. And it looks like she's mixed in some off speeds as well. So really you've got Gonzalez kind of guessing. And what's funny is on her question that we asked her if you had a superpower, it was mind reading. So it'd be nice if she could read what Macy's thinking.
Oh, lined into left center field as Gonzalez, well, again, a pitcher. That's what I was going to say when you're talking. You said if your pitcher can hit, and that's what I was saying to Brian yesterday. I mean, baseball growing up, the thing we always heard, and as you see the replay right here again, that pitch outside, but high enough, perfect for her, and just guided it into left center field. But pitchers, to me, especially baseballers, were always the best athletes because they were hitting home runs. They could play other positions. But they're smart enough to know, because I said, hey, if you're baseball, and I always had coaches and friends like, yeah, if you have a kid that's a left-handed, please, yeah, they can be a pitcher, because, again, it might be. But, you know, that's why, and till this day, a lot of pitchers are in Major League Baseball and nationally are actually good hitters. I mean, some managers have used them as pinch hitters in situations. But in high school, it's like, man, they can do so much. Why are they just pitching? It's like, yeah, that's a smart business decision if they're that good.
Right. And sometimes we do it just from a safety standpoint. Coaches get a little cautious. We don't want them sliding around on the bases and hurting fingers and stuff like that. So there's some strategy behind it. But you're right. Sometimes that pitcher, I mean, the multi-sport athlete, versatile, knows the game. They want the ball. They want the ball in every sport they play.
Right. Well, that's Megan. Ooh, she drives that into left center. And, well, that, I think, it bounced off somebody's car for the first time today, somebody's truck. and she just absolutely crushed it, drilled it. Megan McCammon, who's headed to Dominican University, she was probably trying to send that ball there, Coach, and look at this swing. There's the follow-through.
Beautiful, beautiful. She knew it right away, too, and I'm good with that. I'm good with the bat flip and the trap. She didn't have to sprint to first. If I had to guess, that ball was hit minimum 230, and I would probably be safe to say 240 on that ball. She knew it right when it left the bat. Those are the sweetest swings you could have. It doesn't even feel like you hit it, and tip my cap to her. She got her runs in, and wow, holy cow,
a
wow.
two-run dinger there, so now they go up 8-3, and McCammon, I again, as well, the first pitch is a ground out back to the pitcher as that was Victoria Salazar. But look, okay, you were saying like the bat flip and stuff like that. I get not staring somebody down. A Major League Baseball players to me about the unwritten rules. My personal take, and again, people can send their hate tweets. I think the unwritten rules are the dumbest things ever. That being said, I'm not for staring somebody down. But if you're excited, if I just hit a jack like that, okay, situation. But if it's to win a game, I'm going to flip my bat towards my team's dugout. I'm going to be. What is wrong with showing emotion?
Exactly.
Act like you've been there before. I mean, if you're stopping to talk to everybody in the infield, like Robert, that's a different story. But these unwritten rules, like again, they're showing somebody up, and I get the whole act like you've been there before. It's hard to do what you do in any sport. It's hard to score a touchdown. It's hard to hit a home run. It's hard to score a goal in hockey. Like you want to celebrate about it, like in a good way. I'm not saying again staring somebody down, and people have their rivalries, but.
Yep.
I don't know. My little PSA.
And it's her passion. She didn't really have a bat flip. She just knew. She just trotted because she knew right away. But, yeah, you know what? There's passion. If a kid is not passionate, I question their competitiveness, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, am I supposed to look bored that I just did something to give my team a lead or maybe get my team back into a game to start a rally?
As coaches, we love seeing passion. We love seeing emotion. We love seeing the love of the game, you know.
Well, exactly, and we'll see how Monsi Baez comes back from that. 13. To third base as that was Alana Rogers rolled off the glove, and Rogers will be safe at third base. Well, and here comes Coke, the Stanford bounty. Yeah, like I said, she hit that shot earlier, and. You know what? Being left-handed, I always related to because there have been a lot of players with smooth swings, but in person, I have never seen a more effortless, smoother swing than Ken Griffey Jr.'s. Like, and the ball just traveled. It's like you see, it's like I don't get it. Like
no.
The bat speed, of course, was there, but as a left-hander, that's why it drives me nuts about left-handers. It just seems like the rotation on a basketball, their spiral on a foot, everything just looks better.
Yep. Ken Griffey Jr. just is
ridiculous. I mean, and that's a swing. Again, you could film it and break it down frame by frame. You still can't teach that. There's still a feel. I mean, yes, his dad was a major. His dad didn't have that same kind of swing. His dad had a good swing, but that fluid swing, and we'd see him in come in during the season, and even seeing him in spring training when he was young in Seattle. I mean, he had that from the time he was like 18. I'm kidding you. It was insane. As Coke, very patient there, takes the pitch outside.
Yeah, Ken Griffey will make anybody want you to be a lefty hitter. Oh, there's a sign on. They both look down at their wrist guards. Therefore, something's on.
Who both?
So we're either hitting and running, we're stealing, we're bunting for a hit. What do we got? She's going.
That's a hit and run, and Coe crushes that to right field, and that leaves the park again. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they played well. I'm hoping we get to talk to her after the game. Because that swing, that had power to it, and it wasn't. Look, the speed was there. Maybe look at that.
No, that's beautiful.
That's ridiculous.
You know what's nice too is Rogers gets on base every time for her. They're
Exactly.
1-2. I love it when they're up. I'm like, yes, they're top of their orders up. I love watching those two. Rogers finds a way on every time, and then Coke is just so fun to watch. She takes pitches she doesn't want to swing at. She really rarely swings at a pitch that isn't her pitch, and so she's got great discipline. And again, I'm going to go back to she's not the biggest kid out there, but her technique. You saw her technique in the replay. Her extension. We talked about that earlier. I'm not sure the coach called the home run and run. That might have been the sign, though. I told you they both look at their wrist guard. I think hit a home run. You hit a home run.
You act like it's not a home run.
Yeah.
And run. Oh my goodness.
So, coach,
gracious.
call that. Keep calling that, coach. Whatever numbers that was on the wristband, please keep calling that for us.
As the wind picks up, and unfortunately we see the, for the players, that's no fun as the dust going across the infield. See, that's why I always thought people that play the outfield always had it smarter. Dust blows up, yeah, it might go their way, but the grass, you're not going to have any issues right there.
There you go.
So well, the hit goes into center field for Leela Allen.
She used the ground to her advantage. She hit the ball down. It was really a routine grounder. Just happened to hit the ground hard, went over the pitcher and up the middle where nobody was.
Yeah, and Sabrina Gonzalez, forgot to mention, she's headed to Franklin Pierce University. So, again, it's, man,
They're getting a good player, two-way player.
Oh, yeah. So a base hit, and now as that's Caitlin Laudick that is up to bat.
She's had a day.
Yeah.
She's a good player. She knows the game, knows how to use her strengths well. She's fun to watch, always has been.
Oh, and has to fight that off, but into left center. And
are you serious?
You got to, well, okay. I will say this. She did get it up in the air. It had power. She had to fight that off as it was looking to be inside it. The pitch was up, but the wind, I'm going to say, not that she didn't have power, but helped it out a little bit.
The wind did, but she put it in, she put the ball in position for the wind to help it out. But did that swing not just look like kind of, watch, effortless?
Yeah, it looks like, it almost looked like it was a two-part, like she stepped too early, like she was on the tee, like just working with the step, and then she swung.
Right.
But still, I mean, again, it was up, and she guided it that way and went out in the wind.
Well, and that shows you how much not only athleticism she has, but hand-eye coordination. She saw the ball so well, and then she also, when the pitcher hands you something, she took it. She did not say no. So that's just really impressive that she made them pay for that pitch.
Yeah, Monsi Baez, again, like you said, has found her spots, has worked her changeup in, has kept them guessing, but you give up one home run, and then every single bat literally just got the ding and woke up as she hits that out. As now we have Macy Hilt up to bat.
So my advice to the pitchers in this wind, because the wind is blowing out, okay, we know that.
Right.
So you've heard me talk about the changeup and the importance of a changeup. But I think in this wind, you've got to keep a ball down. You've got to be careful, and so maybe you work your drop ball pitchers a little bit more. You work your low fastball a little bit more. You stay away from those higher pitches, because look at what's happening. People are putting their bats in the right spot. They're doing what you do as a kid, and you love the up pitch, and so it leaves the park. Is a down pitch going to leave the park here in Prescott today? Probably not.
Well, the wind's now blowing straight out, so a 12-3 score. As Monsi Baez again, and you look at it from a pitcher, it's like you look at the score and it's like, man, it seems like a blowout, but pitches have been in certain spots. I think the one to Koch, I mean, it wasn't up, but it was in the strike zone in a sweet spot away from her too. So she just got to crush that. It was like middle of the plate out. So again, it wasn't a meatball pitch. It was there, but just in her sweet spot.
It was her pitch.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
So the pitching hasn't been bad, but the hitting,
right.
like Coach Georges was saying, the hitting definitely caught up. The first week is always going to be tough, and like I've talked about before, again, pitchers being ahead of hitters just in general anyway, getting that feel back. But man, as a pitcher, it's like you have to have short-term memory. At the same time, it's got to be like, man, I didn't. When you go back and look, of course, that's when the frustration probably comes anymore. It's like those weren't bad pitches. And look at that, down and away into center field. Oh, and trying to make a diving play there. I think that was Tatum Chestnut.
Yeah, and I love that she kept the ball in front of her. You know, if you dive in the outfield, you got to know when you have backup, when you don't. And she, you know what? She went all out for the ball. Wait. Oh. The ball got away. I must have missed that.
I didn't see the ball get away.
I think it might have got away from the pitcher or something, but so that the runner was able to take two, which was great heads up. We weren't even heads up for that, but I just love that the center fielder was able to keep it in front and make an athletic, play. I love that girls are diving. I haven't seen a girl stay on her feet when she should dive. Right. And that's been great.
We do have a courtesy runner in the game as A.J. Murphy now up to bat. And A.J. Murphy can 2021 kid, so headed into her senior year at Millennium High School. And man, they've had a lot of winning out in the West Valley lately, whether it be basketball, and it's done well, but volleyball. And Marie goes by AJ, but yes, she is looking to keep on extending this lead here in the top of the 5th.
She's an uncommitted player, you know, looking to get picked up and giving it everything she's got on that hack. If you notice too, the first pitch was in, and she kind of backed up a little bit. And again, you just don't see enough of that. Like, there haven't been enough pitchers throwing in, so I love that Macy wasn't afraid to go in.
Yeah, when I pitch, I was the same way because guys start to crowd the plate. Oh, and look at that. Murphy drills it into left center field. Oh, well, trying to make a diving catch there was Chestnut, and that'll go to the wall, and the courtesy runner will come in. That was actually number 55. That was Victoria Salazar. So that makes it 13-3.
So that pitch was a changeup. Not a bad call there. It just hung a little bit.
Right.
You got an aggressive hitter who was going to swing at that pitch no matter what, and she did a great athletic job. Love the hustle in center. It's their second dive in two batters.
Right, and she could have got. I mean, Tatum. It looks like she even slowed the ball down too. Got there, but man, what an effort by Chestnut. As we see Salazar coming in to score, and now. So now that will bring up Lauren Werning.
And this will be good too, because like I said, she struck out her first at bat, very rare. They intentionally walked her, and I know the score, you know, they're up, but she wants to get her ribbies. She wants to get her bat on the ball. I think she's going to be looking to be pretty aggressive this at bat.
Tsubaya still working it, staying outside.
Oh,
wow. Well, it was at the knees. I just don't know if it was across the plate, but hey, the Greg Maddox half an inch call there.
Yep.
I mean,
We've got a pretty good angle up here. We're right on top of the plate. So whether the catcher did a great job, we'll give her that.
Oh, I'll say the catcher did a phenomenal job.
So it forces Lauren to swing at that. So if I'm a coach, I'm a little frustrated because I never want my hitter swinging at that pitch. That is an obvious ball, but the last call makes you have to swing at that.
Right, and well, Mayo bought it behind the plate. Like I said,
Yeah.
I know she plays at Horizon High School, and the last few years I've done quite a few of her games, and I think she's definitely has the craft of earning a few calls. And or getting actually her pitchers to get the benefit. I'm not saying her pitchers earn strikes because she
helps them.
That snap, and it's almost like she's bringing the glove back over as it's hitting, so it looks like it's right there. So either way, Wording's like, oh, come on.
Catchers don't get enough credit, but they do a great job.
As Wording lays off that as that was high and outside.
Macy's living on the outside corner. Why not? When the umpire gives you that first pitch, why wouldn't you? She's strategizing very well here. Now, I don't think it'd be bad. If you're going to go in, you need to go in for a ball.
That's what I was about to say to you. I would so go inside right now.
You better go in for a ball, though. Don't miss. But they're just going to stay outside, which isn't bad either because you're getting that call. And you also saw Lauren swing at a pitch that she had to. So, so this is where the chess game comes into play. This is why I love the game, because there's so many options. There's not just one pitch to throw.
So the full count. Monsi Baez delivers. Oh, and Warning fought it off and fouled it just past first base.
Yeah, this isn't a unique at bat because, again, because of that first pitch that was called a strike, that was a good 4 inches off. That pitch again was off, but Lauren has to swing at it. She can't take that because she might get rung up because of what happened in the first pitch. So it's kind of an unorthodox at bat because of what happened by one pitch. And so she's crowding the plate a little bit. She's looking for this pitch to be outside. Change up.
Oh, and Werning, look at that. She fought it off. She committed to swing. She took her step, had to wait, but was disciplined enough and strong enough to foul that off.
Yeah.
See, it's funny because, again, all the things that go into being a batter, I mean, and again, as you get older and working with coaches, you know, your swing, your form, you know, step, it's natural. I had a coach that once we did all that, once we get to a game, he had the old saying, see ball, hit ball, see ball, hit. Everything else is muscle memory to you. That was his message, and we never understood it. We're like, you give us all this advice, and she strikes out on the pitch. Outside, a changeup outside.
Right. So you know what's really tough?
But that still caught the corner. That one caught the corner of the plate.
You think so?
Oh, it did. It caught the corner. It was tailing away, but it caught the corner.
little slapper, trying to get on, trying to make something happen.
Right. As that is Kathleen Georges up at bat. But yeah, it was see ball, hit ball, and we never got that message because it was everything else. Like I said, is muscle memory at that point. And again, getting to lead off, and I had him for a few years too. And a lot of times I'd either lead off or I would bat ninth because he wanted 2 leadoff hitters going, not 1 and 2. He wanted 2 leadoff hitters going back to back. So if you thought, I'm like, I have no issue with either one, but I always loved because. Yes, you need to be focused, but you don't have to overthink.
Sure, sure.
You know what the pitcher likes to throw. You've done your homework. And, I mean, at a young age, it's a lot easier. You're not going to get mixed pitches. You're not going to get a lot of – You're going to get fastballs that are located moving around, maybe a changeup. If somebody's, courageous enough to try and throw a curveball, which, again, is tough. But see ball, hit ball. That's it.
You're right.
That's it.
That's P. Rose's favorite saying. See the ball, hit the ball. Keep it that simple, and look what his career was able to do,
Oh, on the fit, unbelievable.
And that's what I like with slappers, too. I think they do keep it simple. They just, see the ball, put it in. I think you saw, Georges here. She's just trying to get on base right now. She's trying to tap it. She's trying to make something happen.
Guides it to short.
And she did it. And I think she's been on base every single time. She's doing her job 100%.
Well, I like what runners on first and third, what A.J. Murphy did there, kind of a little tap dance, because peripherally, I know the shortstop saw that. And, I know you can't interfere with the throw, but at the same time, you start to go, and it's just like that.
We got first and third, but Georges is up big. I'm not sure we're going to see her go. Certain times at certain points of games where you do put the stop sign on, but third base coach is having some mannerisms with his arms out. I think he wanted her to go, so we'll see. That's okay. It's showcase. We need to see girls run, get their times.
It's Megan Headland in the batter's box.
She's off, and they throw down.
Wow, and they got her. Wow, throw again. Nice throw, first base. I thought may have been a little bit high. She would have got in under the tag, but man. What a play, and that ends the inning, ends the threat, but the damage done with a 13-3 lead.
It's a nice throw by the catcher. She made it look routine, but that was a fast runner, and she had a great transfer. Got the out, ended the inning, gets her team to hit, which is always good.
As fast as you can get back into the batter's box.
You got it. What's nice, too, is I don't know if people are aware, but we have a 3-man crew. Every game's been a 3-man crew, which is just so great for the players because it allows the game to be true, and so there's less bad calls. Umpires are on top of the play. They're in better position. There's more opportunities. So it really is bringing this game to a high level, and hopefully the girls are feeling that, making this just a complete all-around game from the broadcast to the umpiring, to the coaching, to the playing. So it's just been a great day so far.
And now Sabrina Gonzalez is back on the mound.
Hey!
Sabrina Gonzalez came back in. And I know even in high school-wise, if they come out, they can come back in.
Correct.
So you can, if you're some pitchers maybe having a moment, having an inning, just things not going their way, maybe the defense kicks the ball around.
Well, and remember, she throws hard. It's nice to have her come in and platoon to go from hard to not as hard to back to hard. That's a great strategy as well.
So Maddie Long up in the batter's box. And
anytime you can keep the hitters questioning the speed is a good thing for the defense.
Her favorite softball memory, I do like this, as that's a pitch for a strike. Coming back to win a game where there was a 9-0 deficit in the first round of the playoffs her freshman year.
Let's do it this game then.
Let's
do it.
9-0.
We're down 10. Let's go. Oh, that's a big comeback. You know what? And that's why you play the game, because the game doesn't know. The game doesn't know who's winning and who's losing. The game doesn't know who should win. The game doesn't know who's committed. Man, we play the game because you never know. I love that it's a comeback. 9-run comeback is hard to.
Down 9-0 a comeback.
Wow.
Well, Long puts that into left field. Chris Bryant, her favorite athlete.
That was a great at-bat. Did we hit the time limit? Oh. I just love watching. Hard to see it end.
Yes, time is up. We are going to, well, we're going to have Hannah Hoppy and Jordan Ayala from the goal team talking to us, but we will be right back with the players. And back here, well, the game gets called. Obviously, the goal team wins 13-3. I have Hannah Hoppy with me and Jordan Ayala. Hannah, wow. Saw you playing left field last night. One little, and I'm not picking on you, one little mishap there. I know you were frustrated with the play, but the diving catch in the right field with the sun beating down on you, just a routine play, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, we had a practice, and we practiced diving, and I laid out, and I looked like a scorpion, and I was surprised I looked so graceful with that catch, so
Grace,
it was good.
I never heard somebody say graceful like a squirrel. I like that, graceful like a scorpion.
Yeah.
I'm definitely with that. I know you, obviously you girls have had time off, and it's been tough. I mean, like you're saying to the other players, even your parents, who I know you probably like to call old, I mean, nobody's ever seen something like a pandemic like this in their lifetime. So, I mean, the separation, I know, Jordan, must have been tough. How were you able to come back and, I mean, look like you really haven't skipped a beat? Because, I mean, I'm sure you guys will be the biggest critics and like, oh, the cobwebs, I did this. But from what you're doing on the field, doesn't look like you guys have really skipped a beat.
Really just practicing constantly throughout the week with my personal coaches, with Coach Nate and Coach Annie and Monica, and really just in my backyard, just constant reps, constant grounders, constant everything.
And then defensively, too, I mean, Amber, you look at it, I mean, nothing's like game speed, though. So, I mean, I know practicing, obviously very important, I mean, even with batting practice, but just getting out there to play to kind of, like, to get the cobwebs off, losing out on a high school season, which definitely, I mean, sucks for everybody. Yeah. But, I mean, how do you feel you are coming along defensively now that you're a few games in now?
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 games I played, I didn't see any balls at all. And then the third game, we played against El Sante. They're a great hitting team. I mean, the way the ball came off the bat was insane. So my first line drive I dropped it, you know, it's okay. It's just kind of seeing those reps in real-life game situations and getting back into it, you know?
Okay, so I've been asking all the girls, how many times have you rooted for like a high school teammate that's on a different club team? You start to and the rest of the dugout looks at you like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Megan Headland on this team. I played high school with her. I've been playing with her since sophomore year. She's a great player. And, you know, we still cheer on our team. So we're all really supportive of each other. Hotshots organization is awesome.
Right.
So.
But you still want to win, so.
Yeah.
Well, hey, congrats, obviously. I know there's a lot more to do. Just glad to see you guys are back on the field. So keep playing like you are. Stay safe and don't get in too much trouble. Now you don't have too much time on your hands, so that's good. Well, thank you. As we will keep it rolling. Yeah, no, they're coming in right now. As now Kaylin Koch and Elena Rogers are walking in, well, congratulations on the game. Kaylin, I got to start with you. Obviously, headed to Stanford. I mean, you have no power hitting skills whatsoever at all. I mean, you make it look way too easy from the left side of the plate. I know you're just getting back into playing, lost out on a season, and I'm talking about everybody else. I know taking batting practice at home and practicing as much as you could, obviously safely during this pandemic. But, I mean, that's why I said in a complimentary way, if you go back and listen to the broadcast, that's why people despise left-handers, because you make it look so easy.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I've definitely tried to put in as much work as possible over the quarantine, so instead of like just staying at the same skill level, I could improve throughout so that I'm to be ready for this summer and for college this fall.
Right. I mean, going to Stanford, the Pac-12 is a tough conference.
Thank you. I'm really excited. It's like a really exciting challenge for me because it's been my dream for a while. So.
Well, I can see why you've learned it. I mean, how's it feel to be back on the field, though? I mean, I know time off, but and like I said to everybody else, practicing at home is one thing, trying to keep on it. But when you still have enough time to practice and sit around and do nothing, it's a tough balance.
I love it, and I love being around all my teammates. They make it so enjoyable. And I'm so glad we're able to come out and play.
Yeah, I was going to say, your bats, I know Coach was saying last week some bats were on the shoulders too much, but your bats really woke up throughout the week, and it seems like once one person gets a big hit, everybody else chimes. What's it like for you when you're watching these balls just kind of fly to the field like, oh, anybody can do it, which obviously anybody can?
Yeah, I like it, and it motivates me to just keep working hard, and I want to be like all of them that can hit the ball out like that.
A1, you've been hitting it so far this weekend, too.
Exactly. Well, okay, so what's the who's the best trash talker on the team? Come on. It's not a negative thing. Everybody
Between
looks like it's a your whole team. Who's the best trash talker?
It's probably not trash, but like the funniest people are probably the Lodics.
I'll go with funniest.
Yeah, the Lodics.
Okay, I'll go with fun. That's fine too. And I always have to end by asking. So obviously you play against high school teammates in club, but how many times have you caught yourself like starting to cheer for somebody that you play, and your dugout's looking at you like wrong team? Anyone?
Every once in a while.
Okay,
yeah.
see, you guys admit to it. That's pretty
small
cool.
world for sure.
Yes.
Again, at this level, when you're talented and playing, obviously travel club level, you're gonna play. It's pretty funny though when I see pitchers, going against teammates. I'm like, they know their tricks. They can't hide them during the season, but this season's short. Well, hey, obviously, congrats on the output there, and now you up the bar. We better see like more stolen bases and home runs next game. So
Okay, for sure.
just keep it going. But congrats, obviously, great job.
Thank you so much.
Well, we are going to step aside, but there's more softball coming up. So if you choose to take a little break, we'll let you catch your breath. But you better get back here because there's probably going to be more home runs and crazy diving catches too. So come back with us here from Prescott Yavapai College as we roll on. Northern Arizona Fastpitch softball. Gotta love it.